Ms. Rodden misinterpreted the humanitarian nature of my letter, which is simply another indication of her inability to understand what is going on around her. I sent my letter to Ms. Rodden privately, not as a threat to her or her family, not to intimidate her, but to protect her from what I am now forced by her disclosure of the letter to say in my own defense, and to reveal facts that I had hoped to keep private forever. She is probably a good person, a good wife, and a good mother. From reading the Forecaster, there seems to be people at the church that she goes to also like her. The truth is, as wonderful as all that can be, it simply does not qualify her to sit at this table. Mary Nelson, our current rep to the legislature, wrote a letter to the Forecaster praising Ms. Rodden's work in numerous ways to find the best and most cost-effective ways to deal with municipal trash disposal. When I pressed Ms. Nelson for facts backing up her use of the word numerous, in her reply, she walked back her entire endorsement of Ms. Rodden completely to settle on her good character. Once again, this good character of Ms. Rodden still doesn't qualify her to sit at this table. This town is about to embark on a series of decisions that will affect Falmouth for generations to come. We need someone that will vote for the good of the whole town, not just for what their little group of supporters want. At the beginning of the year, I met a counselor that was convinced that Ms. Breen should be recalled and asked me personally to spearhead that effort. I couldn't commit to something that serious without making my own assessment, which I did, and came to agree with his opinion of Ms. Breen's inability to serve the entire town fairly. Next, he began to give me chapter and verse on Ms. Rodden's inability to understand what the consequences are and would be to her decisions at this table. He said she should not be reelected. The counselor was adamant that Ms. Rodden was getting her voting directions from Ann Goggins during the time they were both on the council. This raised such a concern in my mind that I filed a freedom of access request through Nathan to find out if Ms. Goggins was filing or sending emails and text messages while council meetings were in progress to tell Ms. Rodden what to vote for. Ms. Rodden, in her reply, denied this, yet there lingers in my mind some level of doubt. After all this, I once again had to make decisions based on my own observation of Ms. Rodden. This is how we arrived in this room on this night, only a few days before this election. First was her quote to the Press Herald that many people in Falmouth supported the Metro. When I questioned that word many, she could have said she was misquoted or misspoke. Instead, she couldn't let go of that word, and she chose to write that word into a personal disaster when I spoke up here, I think it was a month ago.